That's awesome. And even in another way, as I'm thinking about this, we do something called the certified pre-owned home. Right. And this has gotten a lot of traction too. This is something very different. So think about pre-owned BMWs and pre-owned Mercedes, right? I've purchased a couple of I don't like buying something new off the showroom floor. So I'll go buy that certified pre-owned. So we have a program that's exclusive to us called the Certified Pre-Owned Program, where we come in and for a fee, we get all of our inspections done up front. Any repairs that are done, we get warranties to go along with it. We provide a warranty, an 18-month warranty to the buyer, so that things are not going to come back to the seller. And so now you've taken all of those issues out of the realm of crashing a deal, right? And somewhere in the area of 20%, if not 25% of deals fall apart at inspections. So we are proactive in this. We take all of this up front and we say, hey, we've done all the inspections. Here's the reports. Hey, here's any of the repairs and the receipts. And so, by the way, you're welcome to do your own inspection if you want, but we already know what's going on here with reputable people. So people are coming in with that confidence, and the sellers, that worry is off their plate. It's a beautiful thing.
It sounds like you could almost call your business the risk aversion business.
Yes. Because listen, now homes are starting to not sell on the market. Like there's a lack of inventory, but there's still agents not doing a good job. And so, and to them, it's like, well, if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. And to you, if your house isn't selling, your plan of wherever you're going next might be foiled. Is my house ugly? What am I doing wrong? Like all of these things come up, and that inadequacy is largely on the part of the agent. We don't have that. We literally say, "I'll sell your home, or I'll buy it myself." You're happy with your home, or I'll buy it back. So if we don't perform, my money's on the line, right? And so we take that very seriously, very seriously.
That leads me to a question that I have. So again, I own a home. This is the first home that we purchased. So I wasn't coming from a home that I owned. But as I think about selling this home and going to another, of course, the first thing I think of is, what if one of those deals falls through? I mean, I think of two scenarios. I could either end up having to stay in a hotel for however long, or I could end up with two mortgages. So, and I know that this isn't anything new. Everybody runs this risk. But with all the risk aversion that you're telling me about, how do you guys solve this problem? I know you have a solution.
Absolutely. So there's a couple different ways, and it depends on the situation. So I actually have a house closing on the 16th coming up, where the seller had already purchased a home, and they had listed it with another agent, and things kept falling apart. And they had a lower price. They came to me and said, well, we had to push back new construction on our new home because the house didn't sell. So now we don't know where we're going to be. So we got the house. We got it under contract from the open house. We got 30,000 above full ask with the appraisal gap, with no inspections, right? And this was literally just a month later after the other agent failed miserably, right? And so, but we had to say is, listen, we need time for the seller to stay in the house because they've had to push the closing back on their new construction home. And so that was one of the things we built in. So the closing is on the 16th, but they're going to stay in the home for another 3 months and rent back. So they're not moving twice. Because we had such a great open house and multiple offers, we were able to say, this is what's most important to our sellers. So on top of additional money, we got them conditions that were exciting. So in cases like that, and we do that over and over again, big bet, right? Look at all this leverage. What else is important? At a certain point, people say, I don't want to overspend, right? It's worth 30,000 more to me. But what else can we do to make a difference? And so we will have that conversation. But in another case, we had a client who was purchasing one of our houses, and their house was under contract. That deal fell apart. Our cash offer stepped in and said, we got you. We're still closing on time. You're still buying your house on time. No blip at all. Completely seamless. So things like that don't happen to our clients. Or if they do, it happens for a heartbeat. And then it's, all right, here's the solution, right? Because we can go this way or we can go this way. And to me, those are amazing opportunities. Most agents will literally call and say, listen, deal fell apart. They're now contingent, on finding a new buyer. And in our cases, that's not what happens. We already have that buyer in waiting, and we're ready to move to the next task.
Wow. I feel like there's something else that is a way that you guys help people through real estate as real estate technicians, and I feel like I probably don't even know what it is. What else?
So I think part of it is, so I will tell you this. When someone first contacts us, like right now I'm dealing with someone, and I don't take a lot of clients anymore personally, right? That I deal with from start to finish, right? Because I have a team and I'm blessed to do that. But this person, they're planners, and it's a husband and wife. They've already purchased another home down the shore that they go to for summers. And they have a mother that is in assisted living, and she's at the end of her lifespan, which is unfortunate but expected. And so, but they're planners. They're like, how can we plan all these things and put all these things in place so that we're ready? So that when things unfold the way we know they're inevitably going to unfold, we already know what we're going to do. Um, how can we be prepared? So we've literally done the inspections, the pictures. I go in and give them my honeydew list. Make sure the house looks this way to be most beneficial. So it's a staging. We don't charge for the staging, right? So if I'm working with your items, I will literally come in and say, Chuck, you're going to get rid of all of this stuff here, and you're going to move this over here, and this is how your house is going to showcase best, right? So we go in and get those things done, get pictures done, and we're ready to go. Most agents, and I see it every day, where you see the pictures and you see the houses presented with the ironing board up and the dirty dishes out and everything else. And I'm like, was anybody paying attention? And Mr. Seller, didn't you look at the pictures and say, what the hell? Right. So, but we do that every day. And that's something I started early in my career. And so we call it the famous honeydew list. And it's funny because I'll get wives that are like, can you tell him to do? I've been trying to get him to do this for years. And sometimes I'll agree and sometimes I won't. But I'm like the big stick there, right? It's like, okay, well, if you want top dollar, here's what you got to do. And it generally doesn't involve a lot of money. Paint is usually the biggest thing. Sometimes it's finishing carpentry work or projects that were half done, right? But we go in and say, these are the things to do. And other agents in my marketplace pay a professional stager to come in by the hour to come in and give you that advice. That's just part of what we do because I know it's going to expedite the sale for me, right? So why make you pay extra for that? It's all rolled up into what we do.
I don't have any projects half done in my house.
Well, then you're an unusual man.
I have several. All right, so let me ask you this: for the people in the market right now, like myself, my interest rate that I have currently, I got it, pre-COVID,
Yep.
and then also my value's gone up.
Yep.
So for the people that are kind of holding out, hoping to get back down to 0, 1, 2, 3% interest, and have this, what would you say to people in that situation?
I want to smack them aside the head and go, like, get a grip. Okay. And here's why. So my first house, Chuck, my first house was 11% interest. Okay. So my parents were in the double digits as well. So like looking at this, I'm like, y'all are spoiled. I'm just going to say that. Right. But now, and I'm guilty too, because my house is refinanced at 2.6%. Right. But here's the thing. So I actually have a mortgage company. It's called Your Home Loans, powered by Nexa. So we actually have a program that says, Chuck, if you buy a house with me right now, while the interest rates are a little higher, because by the way, the houses, you're going to have more buying power right now, right? Because there's not a ton of competition for home.